Omnia, what's going on, guys? Let's talk about our next training cycle. So next week, we have a test week. So we are going to be testing some workouts from the last training cycle, okay? Snatch, front squat, power clean, and then we're also gonna start doing some test workouts. So John released a video. He talked about how we're gonna move from scaled RX comp to the word health, fitness, performance. And it's a little bit of a language change, and it is also so that we can better program workouts. So rather than it be, this continual upslope of like, I wanna go from scale to RX to comp, we want to pick a category based on your goals. And we are gonna get more specific and more accurate with the programming to help you guys better reach your goals, right? So depending on how much you wanna train, what you're actually training for, you may wanna be in health, you may wanna be in fitness, and then performance is really gonna be if you wanna compete, you want extra volumes, you have a specific reason for training, okay? So next week you will also see some tests that are gonna lead into the next training cycle, right? Some strength tests, some conditioning tests. And so our next training cycle is gonna be 6 weeks, a little bit shorter. And the emphasis, so the way it's gonna be set up, Monday is gonna be back squat. Tuesday, we're gonna do upper body pressing. So it'll be a couple variations I'll talk about in a minute. Wednesday, we're gonna do some barbell complexes. So we're gonna alternate each week between snatch or clean. Thursday is gonna be upper body pulling. So pull-up, strict pull-up strength. And then Friday, we're gonna do a multi-piece Metcon, okay? So a 2-part Metcon, and that's gonna vary to have a little bit more volume. Also, we're gonna have multi-parts, so it might be conditioning and then specific strength within a certain time domain. And then as we just started, Saturdays, we're gonna have an optional hero workout, okay? So right now we're still on that either open gym, you can make up a workout, or you can come in, there's another option, you guys can hit that hero workout. Okay, so a couple of focuses, back squats on Monday. So this last cycle, we did much higher volume, as you guys all know and felt that, and the priority was front squats. So we're still gonna focus on building overall strength and lower body strength. This time we're gonna move to back squats, and the reps are gonna be lower, so the percentages are gonna be higher. Okay, we're looking at 5 reps or less for that back squat. Focus on more strength rather than all the endurance that we hit last cycle. And then you'll start to see the differentiations between health, fitness, performance, okay? So for example, health is gonna be, we're gonna start off 5 sets of 5, and there will be no percentages. So the goal will be, let's work up, let's do 5 heavy sets of 5 reps, okay? Because if you're in the health category, you may not know your percentages, or we're just gonna go based on feel, based on lifestyle factors. We don't necessarily have to hit a specific percentage. It's based on what's heavy for today. If we didn't get enough sleep, we didn't eat well, we're coming back into it. And then we're just gonna progress that. So then the following week, we'll have a similar rep scheme. The goal is to go heavier. So really just progressing off of what we did, really just tracking continual steady progress. Whereas the fitness and the performance categories are gonna be percentage based. There'll be a range, so again, you can kind of stay at the lower end or the higher end of that range, depending how the bar feels. But we're gonna get more specific and accurate based on your goals and then also your training history. So that's one way that strength is gonna look. And then again, John touched on it a lot in his video. However, you may see that you might be in between. So you might do the strength portion for health, but then the conditioning, you might bump into fitness or vice versa. So you guys will see there's freedom to do that. So in the past, all we had was conditioning, was specifically scaled RX or comp. And now you're gonna see some of the strength pieces also very specific based on your goals, okay? Tuesday, upper body pressing. So if you're in the health category, the first 3 weeks of the cycle, we're gonna do a shoulder press or a strict press. And the reason is we're just gonna focus on that raw strength and positions, right? So a lot of times when we press, if we're new, we can start arching, getting in a bad position, not working on our breath. So for those in the health category, you wanna bring those ribs down, stay in a good position. It's just a little less complex, and then we can really focus on that strength. Whereas if you are in fitness or comp, you're gonna do a push jerk, okay? So the reason is we assume if you're in that category, you have had a little more training, you have pushed, you have worked through the different technique, and we can load the bar a little bit more. It's a more complex movement. It also requires more mobility. So if you're in that health category, you don't necessarily need to do push jerks or these more complicated movements. Not to say that you can't, but it's not necessary if your goal is overall health, being able to get outside, do the things you want, live an active lifestyle. Okay, so first 3 weeks, health will be strict press, fitness and performance will be push jerk. And then the last 3 weeks, health is gonna go to a push press. So we're gonna add complexity a little bit with that dip drive, but still not quite as much mobility or technical aspects in the lift as a push jerk. And then if you are fitness or performance, we're gonna go into a split jerk, okay? So again, this is gonna allow us to load the bar more, get more weight overhead and create a bigger training stimulus, okay? Wednesdays, the complexes, right? So our last cycle, we did heavier snatches, heavier cleaner jerks, and then we also did barbell cycling with cycling the power snatches, cycling power cleans. So we're kind of putting that all together. So these complexes are gonna be on the clock. You'll have enough time to rest. And it'll look like week 1 will be a snatch complex, week 2 will be a clean complex, and so on. And we're gonna hang onto the bar. So the way these categories will differentiate is you'll see that performance is gonna have a little more complex, going right into maybe power snatch, hang squat snatch, overhead squat, whereas fitness is gonna be more power positions. So eventually working into that squat, and then the health category, maybe dumbbell or kettlebell movements rather than the barbell, just because the complex nature of that movement and the mobility required to get in good positions, okay? And so that'll alternate each week between snatch and clean. Thursday is going to be pull-ups. So depending on your category, performance, we'll be doing some weighted strict pull-ups. Fitness will be body weight pull-ups, a little more reps. And then we will have some different options for health. Banded strict pull-ups or ring rows, depending where you're at. Just focusing on, again, that raw position, but giving you guys a category that meets you where you are. And then again, Friday will be that multi-part Metcon with different variations. So again, 6-week cycle. Next week we'll hit that test week. We'll test the last cycle. We'll also start testing some stuff for the next training cycle. And then throughout the next month, you'll see some different testers in there to help you decide, should I be in health? Should I be in fitness? Should I be performance? All right, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.